This one's going to be interesting. It's going to be size-wise, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. I'm going to fit this to page. We're not going to do the whole flyer. It's a flyer. We're not doing the whole thing. We're just doing a section of it. So we're going to have to use a fancy enlargement once again. Fit to page. Fit the section of this pamphlet, not pamphlet, flyer to page. See how we can make it look, if it can look a treat. Something I don't like, but it's a good demo, because I do a lot of things that I don't like, and I make them into demos. That's how that's what I like doing. Turning something I hate into a demo, so I get a pamphlet with something I don't like, I don't agree with, and then I fucking exploit it for the quality of image that you can get from it. And also hopefully an intellectual message behind it as well. Saying why that product or that service is shit, basically, or why I think it's shit. Something I like doing. Because I want it to be more than just a photocopier demo. We're just going to leave the black out as we often do. So let's see how this one's going to turn out. We're going to have to enlarge it, as I said. We're just going to see how big it is. What is it? It says gift for you. This is what we're doing. We've got another thing on the back, but we want this one. This is basically about hair and pampering, which I don't like pampering. I don't like fancy hairdos. I'm not into all that fussy shit, but it's a good demo piece. See how we can make this one look good, even though it's shit. And I just, I can't even have a fingernail manicure, because my fingernails have a habit of splitting at the quick a lot, and they just break off. I keep getting brittle fingers. Maybe it's my malnourishment, because it costs me a lot to make these demos. Like to have a bank loan for a machine, because my other machine broke down and was unfixable, or was taken off service agreement because manufacturer Konica Minolta couldn't guarantee the spare parts, and therefore the company I leased it off, Mytronics, couldn't guarantee the spare parts, so therefore we couldn't have a service agreement. It would be too expensive for me to pay for that and not have the spare parts. So push came to shove, and I had to bloody well replace it. But that's not Mytronic's fault. That's Konica Minolta. Those fuckwits who just know only how to make money, and they don't care about the product. I'd love it if this fucking machine could last at least 10 years, at least. But the sad fact is, they don't make them like that anymore, and I'm really disappointed. I was really upset when my machine broke, and I wasn't sure if I could organise a replacement, but I had faith in something out there that I can't explain, that somehow it would all come good, and we've got this machine. However, it's got this 3-step button push to make a photocopy. It's still a photocopier, so it's better than nothing, even though it's not the way a photocopier should be, in my opinion. We got the length correct. We need a bit of extra width. So the length looks pretty close to correct. Let's get the width happening, or the height, the vertical. So we've got to make the horizontal looks like a good fit, or reasonable fit. We're going to make the vertical a better fit. So we're going to make it 268. For some reason we're going to make it 270, much bigger. So let's see how that goes. And we need to add something to it. We don't just want the hair. It looks a bit la-di-da, so we're going to add a usual thing we add is a background colour. And that background colour, I wonder what we're going to make it look really nice. Maybe yellow, happy colour. And maybe we can do a bit more colour adjusting here. Let's see what we can, maybe the hue. What do we do with the hue? We're just going to leave the hue as it is. Trying to think what else I can do with this shit box. Okay, this is not actually a shitbox. A shitbox is actually a nickname I've given to a throwaway printer like the Canon Pixma range, where it often costs more to replace the ink than to replace the whole printer, which is an even bigger rort than this, you know. There's so many printers I've seen on the side of the road. That's e-waste, electronic waste. So Canon and other companies are promoting e-waste, improper e-waste disposal. So anyway, that looks quite good. Wondering if we can do a bit more. Maybe we can make it, I'll just try and see if we can make this one even better. But yeah, it's encouraging the improper disposal of e-waste. It's best to keep a piece of equipment in service as long as possible, because it is hard to strip down equipment that needs to be sent off for recycling. Recycling is better than dumping into landfill or high temp incineration. But most people are naive and they think that they're getting a good value when they buy one of those cheap and nasty fuck-up printers, which I call shit boxes. And it's not a bargain. You pay more per print. The smaller the machine, the more expensive is the print. The cartridges are more expensive. This machine, I'm getting 7 cents a copy, so bigger the machine, the less the copy price. That's pretty much the general rule of thumb we've got to use. But damn, most people can't afford one of these, unfortunately. I wish they could make better printers for general home use, but home printers are shit. I don't know how that problem's going to be solved, but it's a really dirty tactic to make printers expendable. It's easier to replace a printer cheaper to replace a printer than to replace an ink cartridge. That's capitalism gone mad. I can't accept that, and one day I'm hoping that I can build better photocopiers, ones that are artificially intelligent, but also last 60 years, so you don't have to recycle until 60 years is up when the spare parts finally run out. But that's not the way the industry thinks now. This machine's only got about 5 years until the parts run out. This is brand new. I couldn't get a refurbished machine because the lifespan would be too short. And it would cost me just a fraction more to get a new machine than a refurbished machine, which is sad because refurbishing is good. It's good to be able to refurbish equipment. I used to be a refurbishing technician myself, and basically it's a good thing to do, is to be able to put equipment into commission longer. But because there's only 5 years on a brand new machine, if you get a refurbished machine that's say 2 years old, you only get 3 years worth of spare parts, and it seems pointless. So the industry is a real fuck up, and both the home printer segment and the commercial segment, we need to build photocopiers that last 60 years and that use artificial intelligence, that use less plastics, more metals. But we still need plastics for insulation and plugs and sockets. But we can't go on like this fucking our planet. We've got to keep as much in play as possible. And I just wish this machine could last at least 10 years. But hey, we're living in the age of capitalist Aquarius, unfortunately. One day capitalism will self-destruct and we'll rebuild our lives from the proverbial ashes. Gotta go.